Hi guys, this is Feigned Mercy here. Wanted to do a Let's Play today on Grim Dawn. This is going to be my first full Let's Play. I'm going to try to do it from level 1 all the way through at least the normal difficulty. I'll probably be playing on veteran difficulty. Anyway, Grim Dawn, it's a AA RPG, kind of like Diablo. It's more like Diablo 2 than Diablo 3. And it's also got some Path of Exile type skill system built into it. It's a really fun game. I've beaten it twice now on normal difficulty. I'm working on the elite difficulty right now. Uh, Not graphically amazing, but it does the job, and I think gameplay is a lot more important than your graphics is going to be any day. So, go over the basics. By the way, you can get this on GOG and Steam. I believe you can also get it Humble Bundle. That's where I got mine. So some of your options, you've got main campaign. Custom game hasn't unlocked for me yet. I don't believe it's even available yet. I think it's going to come in a later patch, but I'm not sure. Multiplayer. My wife and I play this all the time. It's really fun. We don't really have any lag problems. Anyway, that's going to be your multiplayer. Simple. Difficulty. So you start off with normal difficulty. Veteran is kind of like normal 0.5. So it's a little bit harder. It's not extremely hard, but you can't go all out glass cannon as easy as you can in just straight normal. I'm going to play this one through on veteran. So I'm going to go ahead and create a character. I'm not going to do hardcore mode. I'm not a big fan, because I will get really pissed if I die. So this is your starting character. Like I said, a single player. Normal, veteran, accept. I've got a few options here. I have my settings turned down on a few things, just because there's some optimization problems they haven't quite figured out. Running an R9 285 should be plenty to do this, but it still has some issues. Alright, let's go into the game.
We paid a heavy price, but the trap worked.
You seem surprised.
It's been a while since we've had a win. How long will it hold?
I've never entrapped a being like this. But the bonds hold, for now.
How do we dispose of it?
I'm just a witch. You're the soldier.
If it bleeds, I can kill it.
How do you kill a spirit, though?
If you kill the mortal vessel while it's bound, the spirit may perish within. If it escapes...
It's listening to us.
What are you?
Others of your kind name us ethereal.
Why have you invaded our world?
Your world. We existed first, but were managed by your corrupt gods. Your part opened the way, and now we return to reclaim what by right should be ours.
I've heard enough of this rubbish. Let's hang it.
Destroy this vessel, and I will find another. I have tasted its desires and emotions. Your kind is weak. You have already lost this war.
Do it.
Captain!
Cut him down!
What? Are you mad? Better safe than sorry.
The spirit has fled!
This is a human now.
The captain is correct. When they awaken, they won't remember a thing.
The Ethereal was right. The war is lost. We're a resistance now, and we need every human survivor we can call to our cause. Maybe this one here can still die with some honor. If they ever wake up, send them to me. If they don't, bury him deep with the others.
So yeah, that's all you get with the story at the beginning. You start out with this pretty generic character, and let's turn these tips off.
Still drawing breath, I see. You're one lucky bastard, I'll give you that. Best go speak to Captain Bourbon right away. He seems to have a plan for you now that we've spared your life.
What happened? How did we get here?
You were possessed. So we strung you up. Seems the spirit fled your body before your life ran out. I'd have left you to hang, but the captain had other plans. He sees some purpose in you, and I'm not going to argue. He's, up the road, in the courtyard. Don't make me regret cutting you down.
Alright, and you can talk to
What are you
NPCs
standing around
afterwards,
here
and they'll
for?
give you some other information.
If you're not gonna make
lore-wise.
yourself useful, we may as well get another noose ready. No sense in
they
keeping
will just
around
hit you.
another mouth to feed. You slow.
Alright. For some reason they have training dummies. Kind of like, wow. It's interesting.
So you're the one we almost hung. I didn't really see a sense in it, but then again, no one really cares what old Barnabas thinks. You really should go speak with the captain. He'll be the one deciding whether there's a place for you here at Devil's Crossing.
You're not looking too bad for someone just come back from the brink of death. You were taken, possessed by the same creatures that have been reanimating these zombies here. Normally I'd have burned you with the rest to be safe, but we've lost too many people to the dead. I need someone expendable, someone with nothing to lose but a lot to gain. Right now, you're that person. Prove your worth to me, and the survivors of Devil's Crossing may just welcome you. The bodies of the dead are rising again in some horrible unlife. Corpses don't just get up and move around on their own. Something is reanimating our deceased with ethereal energy. We have observed the dead for some time, and they appear to be flooding Lower Crossing from the Burial Hill, just beyond town. I want you to go to the Burial Hill, find whatever is controlling these abominations, and destroy it. You will need to fight your way through Lower Crossing. Once you've crossed the stream on the far side of town, there will be a beaten path leading up to Burial Hill. I know I'm asking a lot of you, but I'd be asking a lot of my people to welcome you with open arms, too. Help us in our hour of need, and I will open Devil's Crossing to you.
So, Captain Bourbon sent me on to find what's resurrecting all these zombies and stuff that's killing people. The Ethereals, one of those green guys that popped out of my mouth whenever they were trying to hang me. They're one of the two main bad guys in the game. Basically, they were summoned by humans a long time ago, and they're trying to take over. I believe I got that right. Anyway, let's get going. Change a couple things in my skill bars real quick. To do that, you're going to right click wherever you want your skill bar. And I like my health there, not way down to 0. So. Alright, this guy's killing random zombies. So that was actually a stronger zombie. You won't see those in normal until a little bit later on. And it auto-equips if you don't have anything in that slot. Okay, M for map, that's what you got a hotkey to. Anyways, this map is probably one of the best features in this game. It's huge, and there's maybe 1 or 2 loading screens, as long as you're not going through like a cave or a door or something like that. There's barely any loading screens in this game. And as you'll see as we'll get further into it, it's huge. I mean, it goes all the way up here, and then the second, or I guess the last 2/3 of the game are up here, and it's huge. They're talking about implementing mods, stuff like that, and what they were saying, as far as I could tell, is you could add new areas to the game, new storylines, things like that. I don't think they've released the modding toolkits yet. Continue on, get my first level gained. So I can walk around this poison looking stuff all day on normal difficulty, but once you get to elite, it actually poisons you, and I don't think it does damage, but it keeps you from regaining health. Okay, so this rowboat will bring me to somewhere where there's level 6 and 7 enemies, and I'm not quite ready to go there yet, not on normal difficulty. I do recommend searching all the buildings, because in this first area you will find that there's quite a few pretty good items to get. And they give them to you for free. Alright, that's my first level gain. Increase your levels, you just click on this little plus with your level down here, and it gives you your first class choice. Pretty self-explanatory. Your soldier is going to be your tanky class, sword and board. They can use two-handed weapons, but they're going to be focused on physique and health, things like that. They're a lot of people think that they're mostly support class when you're playing in multiplayer games. Demolition I'll come back to, because that's probably what I'm going to play. Cultist, pretty fun class, based off poison, acid, chaos damage. They're going to be kind of your witch doctor-y type warlock class. They do have a couple summons, a little familiar, and then a hellhound. It's another fun class to play. Nightblade, your rogue, dual wielding, pretty simple. Arcanist, your typical mage. You use cold and ether damage, which is just, I guess, arcane in this game. Shaman's an interesting class. It focuses on mainly two-handed weapons and lightning damage, from what I can tell. My highest level class is my shaman, and I love him. This skill right here, Primal Strike, is really fun to play with. But I'm gonna go Demolitionist this time. I haven't really played around with the Demolitionist too much. So this is your mastery bar down here. You increase points in this to get to certain tiers of skills. This mastery bar is non-refundable. There's a lady later on in the game you can go to and you can refund points in here, but you can't refund mastery points. So make sure that when we get to the second class, you're not putting mastery points and stuff where you don't need them. So I'll put 1 here right now, and I'm going to go ahead and put 2 into Fire Strike. So that's the skill I want to start using. I'm going to map that to my left mouse button down here. Hopefully I get a gun pretty soon, because it's a lot easier to play with the gun. I believe there's one on a dead guy. One of these houses is a pretty good gun. Yep, there's my gun. So, decent gun. A lot of weapons have granted skills, which basically they proc attacks on them. It's a really nice one right off the bat to have. I'm going to go with a gun and shield. Oh, also when you level up, make sure that you're leveling up your attributes. You get 1 point every level. Physique is going to be your health regen. It also is the requirement on a lot of shields, maces, two-handed weapons, and some of the heavier armors. Cunning is going to be your damage. Gives you bonus damage pretty much all around. It's also the main requirement in one-handed swords and guns, ranged weapons, crossbows, things like that. And I believe a few of your armor items have cunning requirements, I'm not sure. Spirit, magic, pretty self-explanatory. Increases energy, magic damage. It's a requirement on some caster gear. If you scroll over the item, it will actually tell you if it's caster gear. But you can tell if it's got a spirit requirement, it's going to be some kind of caster gear. We're going to go Zeke right now. The health is really nice. Don't know why I didn't put those boots on. But, notes give you lore. I'm not going to read them, but they are awesome to read. They have some really cool little side storylines that are in here. They also give you an experience bonus, so it's nice to pick up those anytime you can. One thing you will notice about me playing, I like to explore pretty much all areas of the map. I think it's a good habit to get in, especially when you're playing in higher difficulties. You need the experience as much as you can. Sorry about the popping. Don't know what's causing that. I think it's got something to do with my shaders, but I'd rather have that popping than tons of lag. Alright, our first material. So, any purple items you get like this that say they're materials, they're going to be used in crafting gear, some of the higher level gear. We'll find more materials later on, and I'll explain those. Scrap's pretty important for building bridges and stuff too that you'll find to get like shortcuts through the game. Pretty nice greatsword, but I'm not going to be using greatswords. Oh yeah, and this game does have a destructible environment to an extent. I can shoot fences and columns and stuff and they'll kind of explode. It's not complete destructible environments, but it's a nice little touch. Alright, so I guess now's a good time to explain Constitution. Just another lore note. And it gave me a level up, so I'll go ahead and do that. I'm going to go ahead and put points in my mastery because it does increase my health and spirit. And also I want to get down this fire strike line as quick as possible. Alright, so let's, I'm going to explain Constitution to you as far as I can tell. Take some damage from these guys real quick. Maybe. Or they're just not going to do damage to me, that's funny. Okay, so when I take damage, I have my health regen, which increases my damage during battle. And then on top of that, you can see this kind of yellowy bar on top of my health bar. Once I'm out of combat, it will use this yellow bar, which I think is Constitution. They don't explain it very well. and it uses this Constitution to increase my health really quick. It's really hard to show that when I'm not taking any damage right now. I think my first boss is up here pretty soon, so I'll just use him as an example. Should be right up here somewhere. Alright, I might take damage from those guys. There's the first boss, this little guy with a star. Or big guy with a star, I guess. So I'm taking damage. Go kill all these guys. This is ridiculous. Not taking any damage. I like to go for these ranged guys first. They blow up in one hit normally on most difficulties. And they also do a lot more damage than most of these regular zombie guys. Alright. So, as you can see, the yellow goes down, the red goes up really fast. That's only outside of combat. It will not affect you while you're in combat. Tonic amendings is your health potion. Food rations and vital essences, I believe, increase this yellow bar. So, when you're running low on health potions and you get out of combat, these food rations are really nice. They'll help you out. See, it filled it up. Also, make sure when you kill bosses, they leave these heroic spoils out. Just attack them and it'll drop their loot. Lots of yellow items. Did I dual wield weapons yet? Nope. Didn't think so. So it already gave me those. Awesome. Alright, here's the first basic crafting material. Components. These components, pretty much they come in partial pieces most of the time. You can hit this button right here, complete components, and it'll add them all together. Right now that you can put them in your weapons, things like that, weapons and offhands for this one, I guess. Each different type of component goes in a different type of item slot. They would give me, like the Searing Ember would give me plus fire damage on top of my already fire damage that I do with my skills, so it's good to have, but I'm going to hold off. They're also used in doing your crafting later on in the game. And they become pretty important for like, skeleton keys, really high-end items later in the game to get to higher areas, so I'll hold off on that. Oh, random giant chest. Nice. Rifle. I guess I could use a rifle. I don't really want to, but nah, stick with mine. This that Inquisitor Creed, saw all of his journal notes right there. He's a pretty big figure later on in the game. You can read his notes, his journeys throughout the area. This brings me to one thing. This game, sometimes it gets really hard to see enemies, especially in trees. Because as you can tell, when I walk behind a tree, it doesn't fade out the tree. Some of the enemies in this game kind of look like, I mean, they could be part of the trees, or the trees are too big and it blocks them off. I do wish they'd implement a health bar system over the enemies. Just like a little red line would be awesome. It'd be so much easier to see people. You will notice that you can see underneath their names, got Riftspawn Insectoid and Aether Corruption. That's the type of enemy they are. They also belong to factions. Walking Dead, obviously you're gonna be your undead. I don't think those guys are in your faction, but you can click here on your faction window, and yeah. So the undead are not in here yet for some reason. I think it's only when you get to the skeletons, but basically, as we kill these enemies or do quests or things like that for Devil's Crossing, it's going to increase our faction rep. Faction rep for Devil's Crossing, which is the main town you start in, will give you a discount on items from their quartermaster. It also gives you access to higher level items, but by the time you finish the game, you will most likely be respected, and you still are not going to meet the item level requirement to use any of that stuff. Chthonians are the main bad guy of the game right now. Until an expansion, I believe they're going to be the main bad guy of the game for foreseeable future. Ethereals is what I started with inside my body. Once again, just kill enemies. It will increase spawns and increase boss spawns, which is good for farming materials or farming equipment, things like that. Another reason I like to explore, because there's a lot of quests that you won't see unless you explore them. It's like this guy, Mr. Faldis. Sitting here waiting to die. Calm down, where you from? It gives you this story about being in Devil's Crossing, the old prison, ran away, got chased by those rift little bug things. Anyway, we're gonna try to save him, so I've never done this one. No, he says he's not going to go back. So, open up a rift gate, which is a town portal. Rift gates, just hit L, or you can hit this little rift travel button. Pulls up your own personal rift. It's nice. You don't have to have town portal scrolls or anything like that. You can travel between towns. I could go back to Devil's Crossing right now, but I'm gonna kind of hang out here some more. They're free. As long as you're not in a couple of areas in the game that do not let you travel out, you can use them pretty much at any time. It's also a good way if you know you're about to fight high level boss or something like that that could kick your ass. Pull out a rift gate right before you go in there. That way you got a way to get back real quick. Alright, it's my first rift. As you can see, it opened one up. It's nice, the game tells you where there's going to be rift spawns at. I'm going to go back to Devil's Crossing right now and go ahead and sell some stuff.
Ah, you must be the...
I'll give you a good price on what I've got left.
Oh crap. I'll keep that. Yeah, that's pretty nice. And I'm the world's worst about... Oh, I leveled up. Okay.
But it's a good
Didn't even realize I leveled up. So, put a couple here. Actually, I'm going to keep putting them in there until I get the explosive strike. It's pretty nice. And it also increases my health. So, let's go back. So these little aether crystals right here, get rid of them as quick as possible, because they do spawn more enemies and they also deal damage to you. And later on in the game, you don't want to deal with all the enemies that are going to be pulling out. That green guy will spit acid at you. It's kind of annoying. It may not be low difficulties later on. Make sure you're picking up the aether crystals also. They're pretty important crafting material. They upgrade into aether shards later on, which is another important crafting material. See how when I killed these two guys died? Yeah, anything that they are going to spawn, the things that they spawn will die immediately once you kill the aether crystals. Alright, this cave right here is where we're going to finish our first main quest. This is the cave under Barrel Hill that he was talking about. It says the source of the dead is near. Oh, you can read that, it's really tiny. Oh yes, that's nice. Kill these two things before they're dead. There's a lot of places in the game that have the 3D environments where you're up high and can hit things down low. Use those to your advantage. You can kind of thin out some of the enemies before you head down there. So that's the boss right there. He does not have a star over his name, but he is a unique enemy. Some of the actual ag bosses don't have stars. He's an animator, so kill him pretty quick. Don't stand in the green shit. It hurts. Bit of armor, and I don't pick up stuff usually unless it's better or it's green. I just don't think I'm gonna go back and forth to the freaking town all the time. Better pants. Alright. And we're about to get to the second part of your skill creation. How you plan on building your character. This shrine right here. So, if you can see on the mini-map, let's see, I'll make my mini-map a little bit bigger. This shrine right here, they're important. Make sure you're getting all of these that you can. This one requires an aether crystal. Some of them require you to kill enemies that spawn around them. Some of them require crafting components. They're all a little bit different. So you offer that, gives you a little bit of loot. And it also gives you pull up your skill screen, devotion points. This is how the game is like Path of Exile. This thing's huge. You do have to have affinity requirements, which basically when you finish up a constellation, or you click one of these starting ones, it gives you an affinity, which are these things. You can kind of scroll over them and it'll show you which ones are which base affinities. So yeah, they're really nice. They do give you access to new skills that proc on certain attacks. You can attach this to one of your other skills, and it'll add on to certain things. Like my tank has this on his shielding ability, so I get to use that shielding ability pretty much all the time. Anytime I drop below 40% health, it gives me a huge damage absorption buff. So yeah, I haven't figured out what I'm going to go for this guy. I'm trying to find a fire-based one. Aether fire. That's fire damage. That one's not too bad. You can respec on this stuff too. It costs a little bit more money though, and I think it also costs some crafting materials later on. I am going to be doing a little bit of lightning damage too, so this will be a good one to work towards. If you scroll over the whole constellation, it'll show you the affinity requirements. So I need purple and blue, which are Ascendant and Primordial. So if I finish this little guy, it'll give me one more, or it'll give me 3 in green and 3 in blue. It's pretty nice, something to work towards up here. I'm going to go blue right now, so I'm going to get the Imp. Plus it gives me a little bit more defensive ability. Unlocks the Blizzard, health regen, vitality damage. Ugh, I don't really need any of this stuff. Oh, it's not bad. Cold damage. Actually, let's undo the points. I think there may be fire down here. This is mostly poison, bleeding, chaos damage type area. This is really good for the occultists down this way. Elemental damage and fire damage. That one's not bad. Acid, poison. Pet damage. I don't think I'm using a pet. Anyway, this one would be a good one to go to. We'll be doing chaos damage, I think, later on, lightning, and mostly fire. The candle's really nice. Elemental damage and fire damage. Goes green. Oh, this one's nice. Yeah, I'll do that then. So, alright. 15 offensive ability. Click out of that, and it gives it to you. More physique. Offensive ability increases your chance to hit and chance to crit. It's really good to go with. Defensive ability, chance to be hit and chance to be crit. The exact opposite. You can't directly influence these based on your physique or your cunning or anything like that. I believe that's going to be all based on your skills and items. Oh, this one is cunning actually, which is weird because it doesn't say you're cunning. Alright. Let's go back to town, open up a rift gate, head back to Devil's Crossing, talk to Captain Bourbon.
The dead attacks have slowed. A creature was doing this? Disturbing. Thanks to your efforts, we may yet hold out here a little longer. I've sent word to the gate guard. Speak to him and he should let you in. Take some well-deserved time to rest and recover. Welcome to Devil's Crossing.
So anyway,
I
he'll
need some
get
time
it
to
for
plan our
us and
strategy.
gives us access
In the
to a lot
meantime,
more quests.
there are others around Devil's Crossing who could use your help. Take a moment to mingle with your fellow survivors. Kasparov, our resident scientist, is really eager to speak with you. He babbled some nonsense, but I believe he wants to talk about your connection with the Ethereals. Barnabas, our handyman, said he needed help with our water pump. When you're done assisting them, speak with me in my office inside the prison.
This guy right here, Harmon, is insane. You'll find out once you turn in the quest. He's kind of a crazy man. So he's asking me to kill 15 of those rotten soldiers, which are the heavily armored Walking Dead that you see. This guy just lets me into town. I don't know why that's actually a quest, but there's a quest down here that opens up.
Welcome
Kasparov.
to my workshop. I saw
Later
you
on,
find
he'll
the
give you the
dead
ability
out
to
in Lower
deconstruct
Crossing.
items and
I
take
dare
out
say you
components
are
out of items.
absolutely rift gates. Yes, the Ethereals use them to get around. I was working on a way to close them, but then you stumbled through ours. We have never seen a... You don't remember anything, do
He's
you?
also
You'll be looking...
really excited to be able to use rift gates. And
Did you bring back the Aether Crystal
he wants
fragments
Aether
I
Crystal,
required?
and I think I have enough
Excellent.
right off the bat.
These will do perfectly. Very good.
Awesome.
I'm sure a little more Aether
Gave me
in
a
your
skill
system
point, and
won't do
I
you
believe
the
he leveled me
slightest
up.
harm. Oh, we've been so... I have to say...
And wants me to go find his apprentice. So yeah, I have a lot of skill points to put in. Alright, roll up to here for right now. Explosive Strike, and start putting some into our main damage abilities. Make sure I get this in. And just make sure I put enough into Cunning, because my guns are going to require my Cunning. Talk to
Captain send
Barnabas.
you over? He must have done quite a service with the dead if he's got hands to spare for old Barnabas. Let's get to business, yeah? Our wind pump's broken down again, and we're running low on water. We're all out of parts, so I can't fix her up. Can always melt down what weapons we have, but I'm not too fond of being devoured in my sleep. I'll need scrap from Lower Crossing. Search the ruined houses and the old dumping grounds on the far side of Lower Crossing, past the burial hill. Smash some junk. Search the bodies of those things roaming around out there.
So he just wants a bunch of scrap, which is this right here. Like I said, it's pretty important. Pick that up anytime you get it. Show you another way you can use this scrap. Right over on this side of town is the first area that you get to that you can actually use scrap. But it takes a lot of scrap, 6 of them, and 3,000 iron bits, and right now I've only got 1,500. So technically you could get to the second the second act of the game, the third act of the game, pretty quickly, as long as you found the scraps and sold enough items to get your iron bits, which is pretty much your gold. I don't know why they call it iron bits, but... So he wants me to get scrap, 5 of them. I have 3. It's going to take me a little second to get that. Speak with this lady. Actually, this is the guy I rescued. And he's pretty excited to be alive. Wants to give me some stuff. Give me another scrap. Nice. They're also, anytime I do quests for these people, they're also giving me more rep. You can see it's gone up quite a bit. Alright, this lady's looking for her brother. His name is Milton Hart. Just tells you that he's last seen in the Sodden Hollow in Whitemire, and an offer to help her out. This guy right here is a smuggler. He's got the little treasure chest over his head. It's kind of hard to see, but you can go in here and stash items. You can also stash items between your characters. I've got a few items from my other characters that may come in handy later on, but they're all kind of a higher level. I just saved them because they're really awesome. So there's nothing there I can use right now, but Anyway, you can use that to transfer crafting components between items or between characters. Say if you need to build something, you don't have the items on that person. More NPCs have storyline stuff. This lady right here
Greetings,
is
child. I am pleased to see that the taint of possession has left you.
the person
Should
in
you
the
require it, I offer spiritual
beginning
guidance to the
cutscene in the game.
survivors. I will gladly extend this service to you. My knowledge of spirits has allowed me to devise a trap with which we were able to contain you and the ethereal that controlled you. It was not until the noose was firmly around your neck that the spirit left you, though. I'm afraid that I am not at all fit for combat, which from my understanding was more than necessary for you to reach the Reanimator's lair. Troubled memories can cloud the mind and torment the spirit. With my guidance, you can move past these painful...
She's also the person
What
that lets you
troubles you?
respec. So it's really cheap to respec. Well, in the beginning it's expensive, but 25 is nothing once you get later on. And like I said, you can't respec mastery points, but you can respec the skills. So you just go in here and respec all that if you want. Gives them all back. You can also do devotion points, and looks like they require aether crystals to be reclaimed. So that's why another reason that those crafting materials are going to be kind of important
Stay
later on in the game.
strong.
So this is going to be your
See
quartermaster.
what's left of my wares.
As you level up this, you'll be able to get the stuff in here. It takes honor to get the first two things. I don't use these very often, these little potions that give you buffs. I just don't use them very often. This is your respected tier. Be the next one after honored, which is after tolerated. It gives you crafting blueprints. Nice thing about crafting blueprints is they are account-wide crafting blueprints. So once we get our blacksmith, we can start crafting some of this stuff, even though we haven't bought it with this character. It's got some pretty good stuff in here, and he's got some really good stuff later on. But
Iron well spent.
alright, so I'm going to go get my scrap and talk to old Barnabas. And it's probably where in this first session. Try to keep these a little bit shorter. I don't want giant sessions of gameplay all at once. Actually, forgot portal. Alright, so we've been up there. I'm actually gonna cut down here. Go in the swamp. Whoa. My ability is gone for some reason. Oh, because I respect. That's why. So it disappeared. As you can see, I put that second tier into my skills. The explosive strike. You can see it explode. It's got a chance to proc to explode on damage. Gives me a little bit of AoE damage. So anytime you find a cave or a door or something that's not part of the main quest, I do recommend going in there. Just for the fact that a lot of times they hold skill shrines and they hold a boss which contains pretty decent loot. Or they have a chest. See, now he's throwing shit at me. That's those guys, those little green zombie guys. There's a lot of elemental zombies. There's cold skeletons, there's fire zombies. This guy's called Fury, which I think they have like an increased attack speed. Actually, this is the skill shrine we've already been in. There's another one later on. I have to do lots of kiting on this character. Should help that I have a shield, but we'll see. Something's going on here. Some bugs like this. Two-handed. Just away from two-handed weapons. Really nice, do a ton of damage, that they make you so much squishier. I think the difference in the disparity in my my shaman, I go from probably, let's say, I go from like 2,000 DPS down to like 800 DPS if I swap from a two-handed weapon to a one-handed. So that's why I stick with two-handeds on hand. It's pretty squishy. It's fun to play. This little journeyman's pack, they normally drop food rations and things like that, so if you're having some issues, dying a lot, try to look for those and get your constitution back. Seven, it's gonna level up. I'm not going to put any of that because I'm not going to be using a two-handed weapon. But it increases your damage quite a bit. So, I also have the sound music turned quite a bit down. This game does have really good music in it. I do recommend just sitting there and enjoying it. It's very Diablo 2-esque. They did a really good job with the sound in this game. So this is one of those little side areas that you don't have to go to. There's a cave. It should have some pretty good loot in it. It's also got my last scrap that I need, which is nice. Hurts. That's that vital essence I was talking about right up there. Should give me a little bit of health and also increase my constitution. New shield at level 10. Holy crap. It's pretty nice though. It's got a little bit of retaliation damage to it. Adds to my fire damage. I don't do any internal trauma. That's going to be your shamans do a little bit of it. I think the soldiers do a ton of it. That's what they're based off as. It's going to be your bleed and your internal trauma, things like that. Yeah. Also a yellow tunic that I can't use. More scrap, which is nice. I'm about to lose all of mine. I think, yeah. Watch out what you're standing in, because some of the environment will kill you. And you won't notice it until you're almost dead. talk to old Barnabas.
Did you get the scrap? Perfect. I'll get the wind pump up and running in no time. Devil's Crossing will have safe drinking water again, and it's all thanks to... Well, the good news is, I got the water pumping again. The only problem is, it smells like a sewer. Only about a tenfold worse, since I've cleared out a den of slith ages ago. They're loathsome reptiles, make their homes in swamps and dank caves. This key will open the cellar in the shack behind me, right by that accursed rift gate. It connects to the bowels of the prison, which should lead you to the cave. Find the Slith matriarch that's likely polluting our water supply.
So he wants me to go kill the Slith that is turning his groundwater that's being drawn up by the windmill we just fixed into green vomit water. So the Slith are pretty much Nagas, as you'll see. I don't think we've met them yet. Get the door. See the problem here? You can't see behind this. It happens a lot in forest, a lot in indoor areas, but it gets kind of hard to see. Like I couldn't tell there was a guy there at all. Okay. So I'm going to show you the first little secret zone. It's pretty nice. All of these maps are going to be pretty much the same every time. There's a few areas that are going to be different. Kill these guys real quick. There's a fire zombie. Died one shot, but he does explode. Does damage to you whenever you kill him too. So, this crumbling wall. It's not on the map, but you can break it down. There's usually going to be a treasure chest or hidden boss or something like that. But it's got pretty good loot inside of here. Yeah, I mean that's going to be better than what I have any day. And a two-handed crossbow that I don't want. You can also stand here and kill spiders. Yeah, those rotting soldiers, the armored guys that I'm supposed to kill, if they do their charge attack and hit you, they kind of hurt. So be careful for that. Luckily they're slow as shit. The gold is your crafting materials. So, color system's a little different in this game. It's not like most other games we've seen in the past. Some of the items are their colors is kind of the same. Let's go ahead and level up. Alright. So 4 more levels I'm going to try to get to here. I don't want to get all the way to here right now, but I definitely want to get the electrocution, get my lightning damage. Hey, Spalders. First ones. They do have some really cool looking shoulders in this game too. Alright, here's Slith. And like I said, they're Naga. Try to kill those guys first. Those little blue glowy ones, because they will slow you with their ice attacks. It's kind of annoying. Anytime you can, I'd recommend either trying to kill the biggest guy you can first, or kill the casters and the archers and crap, because they're the ones that are going to kill you. Also, retaliation damage doesn't work against any kind of ranged attack. So keep that in mind if you're ever building a retaliation damage class. It won't work against ranged characters. I'm getting close to the matriarch. You can see up there on the mini-map. Well, the game might be kind of small for you, but there's also a skill shrine down here. I got a new gun. A little bit more damage. 27, same speed. I lose a fireball, but it's such a small chance I'm not too worried about it. I do lose the extra fire damage. I think I'm gonna keep what I got. All these white items. So you'll find out as you progress through the game, the crafting materials are going to be based off the type of enemies you kill. Only certain enemies will drop certain ones. And for the high-end crafting materials, if you go trying to farm enemies that are a lot lower level than you, they will not drop the items. But the chance gets so small, it's pointless to try to farm items off of them. Fire damage is actually pretty good, the DOT. Alright, here's the matriarch up here. I'm trying to get these guys to come out so I don't have to deal with them too. Oh, she's up there. Or he. I don't know. It says matriarch, but... and slowed. Get off me. Yay, an epic item. One-handed ranged item, nice. Too bad it's level 14. Jesus. And all kinds of stuff wrong. You eventually get to a point in the game where you don't pick up hardly anything because it's all useless. Just like every other game is. Like Diablo has its problems. Path of Exile, they'll drop so much crap. Then you're just kind of walking over it. One nice thing about this game I've noticed, this little button right here, this auto show loot, it's nice because you can make it to where it only shows the yellow items or only show the rare, epic, and go all the way up to legendary. I think it's pretty nice. And another Aether Shard. Offer that up, increase the level. Pretty nice offhand. But I'm not going to be using any of this stuff. Alright, let's head back to town.
Any luck clearing out those sliths? People are starting to beg me for water. I don't know how many more times I can say it'll melt your guts before they just rush me and take it. Well done. Once I pump out the remaining poisoned water, the spring should be clean enough for drinking. I'll make sure to let people here know how much help you've been. They'll be grateful that they can get a drink without dissolving their intestines. One more thing. Take my rucksack. Useful for hauling back scrap or whatever else you come across.
So it gives you experience, reputation, and also your first bag, which is nice. This is where all your bags are going to go. Gives you this extra space, and it'll have these little tabs with bags on them that you can go through.
I'll give you a good
So,
price on what I've got
jump.
left.
I like to put crafting materials around the side. At least the purple ones anyway. Alright, so I got enough chilled steel. I didn't notice this, but you can see the difference. Here's one chilled steel, partial component. Gives you 1 cold damage, % cold damage increase, and conversion of damage. You increase it, and when you get 3 of them, it gives you all of that compounded to get 3 cold damage, 12% extra cold damage, plus it gives you an extra skill. So if I wanted to, I could put this into my item and have basically an ice bolt that does quite a lot of damage. So you can actually build characters based off of these skills. So it's pretty nice. Gives you more customization than you could ever possibly need. But yeah, it's nice.
See
So,
you around.
go ahead and increase this. Increase my skills. And I'll say that's going to be it for right now. Anyway, that's going to be the end of the Let's Play for right now. I'll be back with another episode later on. If you liked the video, please subscribe and like. If not, tell me what I can do in the comments below to get any better. And thank you for watching.